Well, hello everyone. This is Rick, your singing wealth coach, and today we're going to be talking about is your money being held hostage? And let's just get right into this idea. We're living in a time where people are making deposits into the bank, and it's taking forever for the money to grow. In fact, for most people, they make a bank deposit, and unfortunately for them, the bank holds your money hostage while they get rich off of it. So let's talk about it for a few minutes. All right, let's talk about the rate of return that the average person gets when they put money into a passbook savings account. I just looked at 10 of the top 10 results of the high yielding accounts. All right, so let's look at this, and then let's see how this adds up with the rule of 72. The rule of 72 is you just simply take any interest rate that you're earning on your money and you divide it into the number 72, and it'll let you know how long it's going to take for your money to double. All right, so let's look at a couple of these. We got Western Alliance right here. And Western Alliance says they'll pay you a whopping 4.85% on your money. So let's just round it off to 5. So 5% goes into 72, what, 14 years? So if you got 14 years for $1 to come out of prison and turn it into $2, then welcome to Western Alliance and sign up for that. I'm going to tell you what they're actually doing with your money in a second. But first, let's just talk about how long they hold your money hostage. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! All right, let's see who else we got here. We got American Express. Ooh, American Express. Don't leave home without it, right? All right, they give you a whopping 3.75%. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's round it up to 4. How many times does 4 go into 72? Oh, 4 goes into 72 18 times. 18 years before $1 turns into $2. And you wonder why American Express rich and you ain't? Let's go to the third one. All right, we got Citibank. Oh, Citibank moving on up. Citibank was 4.75% for one of their passbook accounts. That's another 18. What's that? No, it's 5. Oh, we're gonna get them the benefit of the doubt. Let's round them up to 5 years. So you go into Citibank, and they sitting down with them pretty nice looking suits on, all that sort of thing, sit you down and tell you, hey, have a seat over here, brother. Have a seat over here, sister. How you doing today? I'm doing fine. Okay, we doing fine over here too. Gonna be doing finer after you drop this money off. Let me ask y'all a question. You ever wonder why they got suckers sitting up on the counter when you walk to the bank? That's right, because they know every time somebody come in here and make a deposit, you just lick somebody else's forehead. Let's move over to number 4. All right. So Citibank takes that account will take you 14 years too. Then we got Chase. Chase is like, hey man, come on in here. We'll give you a whopping 0.1%. You're like, huh? 0.1%. What is one? One going to 72 at 72 times. So Chase say, for the privilege of us holding your money hostage, we'll gladly double it every 72 years for you. I got a question for you. How old are you going to be in 72 years? Rip Van Winkle up in this piece. Methuselah. That's right. 72 years from now, going to be dead 3 times. And you give them the privilege of holding on to your money while you die 3 times. They have to dig you up and bury you again by the time that money double. All right, let's move on to Ponce Bank. Ponce sounds good, right? Is that late French? Okay, let's see what Ponce is doing. Ponce is 3.25%. Oh, so at 3%, it takes 24 years for your money to double. But when you walked into Ponce, they did what? They pounced on your money and did what? Held it hostage. Let me out, let me out. No, say it in French. Let me out, let me out. All right, let's move on to the next person. All right, we got Discover. Discover says 3.75%. So what? That's about 4%. Let's round that up to 4%. So they'll take 18 years before you what? Discover that they robbing the hell out of you. That's what. I got a discovery for you. We got a discovery for you. Put your money in our bank. We'll give you 4% high yielding rate. How in the world they call it a high yield? Let me explain something to you about money. Your money, it has to circulate based on the bank's rules. I'm going to get to you in a second and show you how it's really circulating unbeknownst to you, but your money has to circulate. So Discover says, listen, we want you to discover that you ain't going to make no money with us, but we'll gladly take your deposits. All right, let's move on over to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is a whopping 0.15%. How somebody get you to go into the bank and tell you, man, I ain't going to pay you nothing. And you agree to it. You sign up on the deal. They say, man, I ain't going to pay you nothing. You say, well, what rate of return am I going to get? Let me see. Nothing from the nothing leaves nothing. You ain't going to have nothing if you bank with me. They're like, no, man, we ain't going to give you nothing. You happy about it too. Walk out shaking people's hands and all this other thing. But you're going to have a sucker on your way out the door. All right, let's talk about Ida Bell National. Ida Bell. Never heard of Ida Bell. Let's see what they're doing. They must be kicking it. Ida Bell. Oh, they give you 4.35%. All right. I'm sorry. Let's round them down to 4%. They say you can have the privilege of coming to Ida Bell and taking 18 years for your money to double over here. All right. Let's move on to Bank of America. They got to be doing something. Bank of America with a name like that. America, oh beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber graves, and whatever, man. America song. You know what I'm saying? And they like, America, America, we gonna rob thee. If you come over here at 1.0.1%. So that's 72 more years. Are y'all listening to me? Would you please snap out of it? All right, let's move over to the last person. Sky One Credit Union. A credit union got to do better. All right. Maybe a credit union. Okay. Maybe they give you some credit for having some sense. Okay. So you come into the credit union, they tell you, we'll give you 3.75. We're going to move it all the way up to 4%. You only got 18 years for your money to double over here. So that's the rule of 72. So now that you're familiar with that rule, let's talk about what ought to be happening to your money when you go into the bank and make a deposit so you can get it what? Out of the hostage program. All right, what happens? So you go into the bank and your money is absolutely positively circulating. Why? Because your money has to circulate. It has to. It's the way the system is set up. The question ain't whether or not it's circulating. The question is, who is it circulating for? Now, you just got through seeing when you go in and open a regular account, ain't nothing happening. So let's talk about what happens on the bank side when you come in with a regular account, these regular statutory accounts that you guys, most of you working out of. So you go in, make your deposit, and the bank say, you know what? I appreciate that. And they start dancing when you leave. You like dancing, what you talking about? That's right. They start circulating your money. You mean, what do you mean they start circulating your money? Every time you put $1 in the bank, it's called fractional reserve banking, meaning that they can get 10 times the dollar you put in. So that's 10 times, all right? 10 times. That's what, 1,000%? 10 times? That's not 100%. All right. That's crazy money. How you dig what I'm saying? So they money doubling as you while you walking in the door, while you walking out the door, your money doubling with the bank. 10 times what you put in? You put in $1,000. The bank got back 10,000 off of your deposit. Ooh, no wonder they treat you so good. No wonder they got such nice suits on. No wonder they got uniforms and everything. They can afford all that stuff. What, off of your deposit? Are you dig what I'm saying? And then when you leave, they like, man, we're gonna circulate this money so they really get about 40 times every deposit you put in. That's what the banks do. And they got a dance. You know what it's called? It's called the circulator. That's right. You go in the bank, you drop off a deposit, and they say, it's time for the circulator. It's time for the circulator. Say, what? It's time for the circulator. Say, who? It's time for the circulator. They start breaking it down, dropping down, getting the eagle on off of your deposits, right? Why? Because first name Nye, last name Eve. That's why they got to suck at the counter when you come. Are you picking up and putting down? So, how do you change places? How do you straighten this stuff out? The way you straighten this stuff out is when you go into the bank and you open up a tax-free, tax credit producing, unincorporated trust like what we create. You say, Ricky, of course you're gonna say that because that's what y'all create. No, I'm saying it because this is how you get money back. We're gonna do it anyway, whether you do it or not. I'm just here to this is just a public service announcement, all right, to tell you how it is that you can get down the way we get down. Okay, so when we go into the bank, and we make a deposit into our trust. You say, so what is that? What's the difference, Brother Ricky? We tell the bank, I don't want your money. I don't want your interest. Why? Because, well, at the very most, it's going to take 14 years for my money to double. Who cares about that? And most of y'all, it's going to take me 72 years. So I don't want to be dead 4-5 times and give me a sucker, make me feel good. So you know what? I bypass that. No deal on that. That's a bribe. I don't want that. What I want is a 0% interest from you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to barter with you. You say, why is that? How's that, Brother Ricky? Why? Because I have a trust, which means that the bank now has to give me the tax credits. Some of that money they was getting, now they got to give it to me because it's the law. You say, Ricky, I ain't never heard of that law. Well, that's because you ain't never been to our Financial IQ Challenge, which is at myfinancialiqchallenge.com. Shame on you, not shame on me. All right. We teach one every single month for a whole week. So that's your fault if you don't know nothing about how to circulate that money the way we circulate that money. How you dig what I'm saying? So when we leave out the bank, we're doing a circulator. They're not doing a circulator on us. Why? Because we traded places with them. Okay, we became the lender and not the borrower. You remember that scripture? Deuteronomy 28, be the lender and not the borrower, above and not beneath. So we don't do no side deals with the bank. We don't want their little interest. I'm like, man, you'll never tempt me with some little itty bitty midget interest playing handball on the curb, giving me a sucker when I come out. So my money what? Circulates. So if you want to learn how to make your money circulate, operate out of trust, go to the bank, tell the bank, this is my trust account. I'm opening up this trust account with you. Now you postured yourself so that the bank has to give you some of that money they've been enjoying. Why should they have all the fun? Are you listening to me? I want you to think about this. Co-star number 1, co-star number 2, co-star number 3, and co-star number 4. You say, what are those, Ricky? Those are yachts. Who built those yachts? John Pierpont Morgan. Are you listening to me? Morgan Chase Bank. Yeah. 0.1% when you go in, but you get a lollipop on your way out. All right. And they take the money and woo, they buying yachts with your money. Why? Because they circulating, and they dancing, right? They dancing to the tune of drop me off some more. And they open 6 days a week for your deposits. So learn how this real money is made. Learn how to operate so that you get a fair share of your money back, and make sure that you learn how to do the circulated dance for yourself. Look, this is Rick. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. I love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about that. If you want to learn more, just go to myfinancialiqchallenge.com. Until next time, remember that stellar is as stellar does. I said it's time for what? The circulator. Get that money out of hostage